Welcome to another video. I'm gonna start it off like this. First, I just want to tell everybody welcome. I know I don't get a lot of views in these videos. I don't really do quality hunting videos because part of a quality hunting video is people killing. And the one time I killed this year, I didn't even get a chance to put it on camera because it was so dark and the deer came out so quick. So look, I do a lot of these videos for vlogging just so I can keep kind of a vlog for myself. But this was a very, very good weekend for deer. It was like a deer parade out there. I saw more deer this weekend since I've hunted in Texas 3 years ago. Never seen this many deer on stand before, and we had a really good hunt this weekend. And I wanted to go ahead and I'm gonna shut it off to y'all. I do some speaking in the front because I know I like to talk a lot, but I actually cut like half of that out. So you got to bear with that for a little while, and then we're gonna see some deer on camera. Remember, if y'all need anything synthetic oil wise for your vehicles, motorcycles, four wheelers, UTVs, gear oil, anything like that, go to cbsynthetics.com. Check out AMSOIL. I've been running it in every vehicle and anything with a motor since 1993. It's some really good stuff. And also, I want to thank Cox's Meat Market for those of y'all who live around Louisiana, around the Reserve, Laplace, St. John, St. James Parish, and stuff like that watch my videos. Cox's Meat Market in Reserve on the River Road did full processing of my deer that I shot and did a damn good job at a very good price. They have some great steak specials and stuff and some meat specials in there because they're a full butcher shop also. But when I was looking around, nobody wanted to debone it. If I try to debone my deer, it's all going to be ground meat. I'm not going to lie to y'all. So I wanted somebody that can debone my meat, make sausage, make ground meat, smoke some sausage so I can make jambalaya and gumbo and stuff with it. And Cox's Meat Market took care of me. They took care of me quick and at a damn good price too. Check out Cox's Meat Market if you need somebody to process your deer meat for you. Good. Let's go ahead and check out the video. Welcome back to another video. I just posted my video from last week, and you know, we had some success a couple of weeks back with that 8-point, kind of a 9-point. Hopefully be getting that back soon. I'm doing a skull mount on that, and I'll be showing that off. But last week didn't see anything. Temperature got very warm. I kind of knew that, but you know, you ain't gonna kill nothing from the couch. So at least I got my deep freezer full of meat. I've been out since last season because I didn't kill anything last season. So hey, I got deep freezer full. I'm picking it up from the butcher. Today's Sunday, maybe Tuesday, and at least we'll have meat again in the house. At least deer meat. So look, I appreciate, I know these videos don't get a lot of a lot of views because, hey, I don't kill anything, and I can understand that. And like I've said before many times, people need to understand that, you know, y'all watch hunting shows every 30 minutes long on TV, and you don't realize that those are 5 or 6 days hunting, if not longer than that. Even some YouTube videos I'm watching, you know, they admit that they will hunt 5-6 days in a row, and the YouTube video is only 20 minutes long. So me, I'm just trying to get views. I'm just trying to get the algorithm every now and then let me post a video up. Like I said, I know it's not anything exciting, and but I appreciate the few people who do view these. And I've also said that a lot of this is me kind of just vlogging what I'm doing and what I'm seeing, so that I have that for later, because you know I can't remember anything. So it does help, especially when I'm trying some of these new products and different things like that. So what's happened over the last week is the hunting lease area, Columbia, Mississippi. Today is Sunday. Friday received about 12 to 13 inches of rain, all within about a half a day. Then they also received another 1.5 inches yesterday. They have flooding everywhere. Roads are flooded. Some of the stands are off limits because even with a four-wheeler, you can't get to it. Guys were getting stuck, needed to be winched out and stuff like that. And the board kind of decided some spots we're just not gonna, guys were going through there and just tearing roads up and stuff, trying to still get through there and pick up trucks and different things like that. So they've closed off certain areas, but where I'm mostly hunt at is higher area, and I don't think I'm gonna have that much issue. But with this water being up, talked to somebody on the phone. I just got off the phone with him. It's about 4:15 in the morning. He's a little bit closer to Lease than I am. He says they got deer everywhere. He had near misses on the side of the highway. I know the Bochetta, I think the Bochetta River, which is up there, that is above its banks, and it's in flood range or flood zone, whatever you call it, flood stage. So there's some interesting stuff going on this week. Also, it was 70 degrees yesterday. It is 40 right now and supposed to get even colder. And then this evening it's supposed to get really cold. It's supposed to be 29 degrees tomorrow morning. I won't be here for that, but hunt-wise and all these different apps I belong to that tells you about movement and weather patterns and stuff, they're all saying we're supposed to have a gorgeous morning this morning, and actually all day today with movement, after all that rain yesterday, and then with this cold coming. I'm gonna tell you, I don't have a lot of deer on camera at night right now. I think I might have had one doe on 3 cameras. I think I had one doe at 7 p.m. yesterday. That was it. No real big moon or anything like that right now. So hopefully they're moving in a little bit in that daylight. So that's pretty much what we have going on this morning. I really don't know where I'm going to hunt, even what section I'm going to hunt. I'm going to talk to some of the guys when I get to the Lease, if I'm there early enough. I should be there early enough that some of the more experienced guys there can maybe help me out. I just don't want to go anywhere where there's a lot of water, way too muddy or anything like that. I'd rather just not deal with all that. We got 96 stands at this hunt Lease, and I really just don't, there's enough stands that I can move around and stuff. So I'm also I got some wild game treat to go ahead and freshen up my stand and my son's stand, food plot, or whatever. I have not hunted that at all this year because I don't have a buck other than maybe a little 5-point or something. That's all I got so far, so I'm kind of staying off of it. If I needed a doe, they got plenty of does there, trust me, but I don't need a doe. I got meat. So I am going to put a pop-up blind there. Next weekend is Martin Luther King weekend. Got a holiday at work Monday. It's supposed to get really, really stupidly cold from what the models are saying, and I'm putting my pop-up blind just because I haven't did it yet. And my son will be supposed to be coming hunting with me next weekend, and in case he wants to hunt that, I'm gonna go set up a pop-up blind. But it just feels weird that y'all have followed along, the 5 people that watch these videos. Y'all followed along since April or May of me setting up and working on this food plot in this personal stand that I got, and yet I'm not even going to hunt it. So that's but so there's part of me that says I need to just hunt it one time to see what the hell's happening. Hell, there could be an 8-point buck between the field behind my stand and where my camera's at, passing through there every day. I don't know. I doubt it. But, I mean, to me, he would follow the does to the trough and feed every now and then. But we'll see. We got rut coming. They're starting to kind of chase a little bit. I walked through the woods last week. I didn't see any kind of rubs, any kind of buck sign or anything. But I know last year from guys who took notes, January 9th was kind of the peak rut chasing last year. We're at January, I think, 10th already today. So, but I think a lot of this heat and this warmth that we've had lately has really shut that or delayed it a little bit. Maybe delayed it a little bit. I know when I shot my buck, those hinds stunk real bad. But again, we have some cameras that have 2 or 3 bucks on at the same time. We got does all over the place, all grouped together. Does that still have fawns with them, yearlings with them, so they're not kicking them off. So normally that means that we're not really in full rut yet. I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, like I said, my son should be coming with me next weekend. I've been using his truck. I'm in his truck now, so he's not happy when I take it, even if it's just for the day. But hey, I paid the note. It's in my name. But you know, he's going back to college soon. They're about to start back up for, I guess, the spring semester. And then, you know, I'll be driving my wife's Kia or something to the hunt and lease. He is supposed to be, like I said, he's supposed to be coming with me next weekend. I don't know if he's going to hunt, you know, 3 or 4 days with me like I plan on doing. I don't know if I'm even going to hunt that long, just because, you know, Airbnb gets expensive at $150 a night because they went up on it. So that's another thing I got to figure out what I'm doing next year. I can't keep paying for Airbnb and it's driving up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I told y'all last week I'm looking at one of those truck type bed tents or something. But do I get it for, because they're all different sizes, do I get it for his truck? Do I get it for a regular size truck, you know, in case I'm using somebody else's or something like that? Buying a truck. Hopefully crypto's a lot better next year and I can just afford my own truck. I'm not taking my work truck up here, but you know, I do have a truck to be used around the house, my work truck, but it's all kind of stuff, all kind of decisions. I got invited actually to another hunting lease a little further up the road. It takes about the same amount of time to get there. It's just you take it a different way, but you know, I killed a deer. They're gonna have a lot less people here this year, so I don't know. You know, a lot of decisions I gotta make in the off season. But we got today left, we got next weekend left, and I don't know after that. The weekend after that, I think I got a wedding to go to, and the weekend after that, it closes. So this week and next week might be the last 2 weekends of hunting season. So we'll see what happens. I know, just while I'm, you know, just talking about it, y'all saw some of my footage from Missouri. I can tell you I really liked where we went in Missouri. Airbnb was super cheap, and I'm definitely going to do a longer trip from Missouri next year. All right, I'm going to quit talking now. Let's get in the woods, and then we'll talk some more. All right, so this is our setup this morning. We're on this pipeline. The pipeline goes behind us about as far as you can see, and it goes up this hill right here. From what the guys at the camp have been telling me, they told me ignore the food plot and watch kind of where that, you see where this different colored area is right there. Supposed to be a little bit of action coming out right there. But they're saying that they think the rut is in full swing, if not even on the tail end over. Me and my other buddy, we don't really think that because of what we're seeing on our camera, but you never know. So I got a doe pea wick hanging kind of right here, not on the food plot. This dark area right here is a creek, and it is filled with water, so I'm not crossing, I'm not getting in that food plot. So I got a wick right here and a wick right here. So we'll see what happens.
got a little doe. Really small doe looking like she lost something. Something spooked her. Maybe something's coming out the woods. Maybe we'll get lucky. She's about 250 yards from me, so I know that she heard me. I didn't make any noise. But something spooked her at the last minute. They gotta be chasing because these does are very skittish right now. It's like them does I got on my camera. Took some video when I got alerted on my camera that there was some movement. So let's see if something pops out. So what I was saying, if y'all couldn't hear me, was as I'm taking video of the movement on the stand where I'm at, this is my personal stand that I keep talking about and visiting in my videos, and there's clearly something in this area chasing these does. If you listen carefully, you can actually hear something behind the camera. Got a little doe in the field, the food plot. Hopefully there's always chasing going on. Maybe a buck comes out. Another one, it's 11 o'clock. Normally I'm out the woods by now, depending on where I'm hunting at. She is on the alert to something she don't like. So the first doe that was right at the edge of that food plot was at 200 yards. And then that doe that was out here, that's right at 300 yards. So if a buck comes out, it could be the easiest shot, but no, you got this rest right here on this window. Not too much wind right now, I would take it. But let's see what pops out. Again, it's 11 It's 10:45. Normally I'm out the woods at 10 o'clock, but I'm in a comfortable chair and I'm seeing stuff, so I'm staying until I don't see anything anymore. So we're gonna keep on going. There's another one. I'm telling you, they're not taking their time coming across this field. And the way that these does keep coming out, I keep thinking there's something right behind this tree line that keeps pushing them out. That spike went off to the right side of the field, so on the left side, I still think there's something back there. Maybe because we're not in full rut yet, those bucks aren't stupid enough to come in the open, but I still think there's a buck or something pushing these does out here. Alright, I missed it. Something scared it off far back down the right. She came running back, and I can hear her blowing back there. I don't know what's back there. Again, that's 300 yards away from me. I know she didn't see me. I'm not making any noise. Wind's coming into my face. I don't know what's going on. They're on high alert. They're right back out again. I will say I'm very happy. This is the most action I've seen out here. Tells me there's definitely some type of rut going on, whether or not it's still a tad early or what. And what I'm wondering is, I'm wondering if they got a buck on both sides of this pipeline, and they're back there chasing, and them does are popping out, and that's why they all skittish. They're cutting across because they're coming out of both sides. All right, so we see all the movement going on where I'm hunting at now. So let's see what else happens. Let's see what's going on back at my private stand. So this is a doe with two twins that come here all day, every day. And I think part of this is the doe starts pushing her fawns away or yearlings away when she's getting ready to breed again. And I wonder if that's what some of this is also, her trying to push some of these deer away. They're popping out. All right, so after spending 6 hours on stand to almost noon, I had to go do a little work on my personal stand and go freshen it up. So let's go head over there to the other side of the lease and check it out. All right, so my personal stand got a little rain, but I can tell you what, they got, see these holes in the ground? I'm gonna show y'all a video right now when I pulled up my camera earlier while I was hunting in the other stand. I'm gonna show y'all what was going on at this stand. So, go take a look at that. So the wild game treat is worn out. My, whatever that Graniac XL block is still barely hanging on. My trophy rock is gone, been gone. And somewhere underneath there is my Dynalect. So as of right now, what my plan is, it could always be subject to change. I think next weekend's probably going to be my last weekend I'm available to hunt. So what I'm going to do is I bought one bag of this. I'm putting half the bag in my stand, half the bag in my son's stand, which is back here. And then next week when I come hunt, I'm going to bring some protein and start switching off the protein, since we probably won't be hunting after that. Try to get some protein back in these girls and the guys. Help them recover from this rut and all this action. Probably gonna try to come with another trophy rock. try to order another bag of Dynalick. Get it all topped off, because after that, turkey season basically starts. So we're not allowed to go to our stands during the turkey season, so we don't disturb all the turkeys. So that'll be it to the off season really get started. I'm going to get this topped off. Next thing I got to do is figure out, I brought my tired wheat blonde. If you can kind of tell, elevation goes up that way, goes up this way. Trying to clear out a shooting lane or something. Last year I had one right here, but these deer keep coming in through all right here. If you saw that video a little while ago. This gets lower in elevation. I really don't want to do that, so I got to figure out someplace higher to try to get this blonde. But let me get this put out first, and then we'll worry about that after. So, fun fact is I just tried to stab this grainy egg block with my knife, and I can't even get into it. That's how hard rock it is. I don't know how these deer are getting anything off of it. So, just again for my vlogging purposes, probably gonna stick to strictly the Purina one next year. All right, so just to show you how much things can change, my son's stand, it seems like they're picking the corn out of it and leaving it. That's crazy. They even are messing with this. This is the Purina block. He seems to have less deer on it, where at first, when we first put this out, he had more deer at it. My stand is through here, and I came directly from my stand this way. The truck's back this way. And the reason I picked this spot last year was the last weekend of hunting season, I walked through these woods in between kind of where we are now and where my stand is, and I had rubs, scrapes, deer prints, all kinds of sign. I just came through here, I didn't see nothing. So we might just have to give this a rest this year. I don't know. I still got this tired wheat blonde on my back of my four-wheel. I'm gonna go back and put up, but I don't know yet. I'm not too worried about disturbing the place, because I've seen where when I put that fresh wild game treat out, they're back at it that evening. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't have to change batteries. I just changed batteries. But, you know, for some reason, they haven't been really hitting his too much. Look at that trail going through there. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All right, so we got this tired wheat blonde set up. Very easy. I used to have a collapsible one like this years ago, and it was horrible to put together. This one didn't take me long at all, and I'm barely out of breath. So I still have to brush it in. Gonna grab some of these old twigs and different things like that. Maybe cut a branch or two, brush this in. You can see through here about 60, 75 yards. You can see my feeder. But it gives me enough cover in case any of this deer coming through the field. You can, you know, it's not gonna directly, they won't directly see me, but a lot of these deer were coming in on this road back here. And you can see you got some old logging roads and stuff like this through here. You see some tracks. But like I said, these little holes you see like this, these are all deer tracks. So these deer are coming all through here. This is where them deer are running through. You got a path through here. There's really no place I can put. There's so many does back here. I can say there's bucks, but there's so many does back here that you got a trail right here. But there's so many does back here that there's tracks everywhere. I mean, look, no matter where you stand, they got tracks. So, no, there's no way I'm gonna avoid that. No way. So I don't know what the next step's gonna be. You know, my goal was to put a real stand in here, but with me not seeing a buck at all this year, a decent buck at all in here, no sign at all. I just need to decide if I'm gonna make the investment to stay in this section or move sections, since we have a lot of other sections, or what. You know, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen this week on camera. We know something was chasing earlier. If you saw that video, but we never got it on video, who knows? It could have been the boogeyman. But I wish I could see some type of rub or scrape or something like that. I mean, you got tracks all through here. These are all tracks. But again, we know that. We know they got deer back here. What I did is I did make a mock scrape on the ground over here. Put some gold estrus. I think it's, I don't know, code blue or one of them. I got the bottle. And then on this side, I put some of the J&S. And I'm gonna see if a buck comes to either one of them. It'll be a good test. But last year, like I said, you can kind of see you got a field back there. All along this whole tree line was rubs on trees. I just walked it, I don't see anything. It's a little disappointing, but you can see the tracks. So, all right, we gotta get in the woods. Where we're going hunt this evening. So we're tracking a deer right now for a buddy of mine. I got some pictures. I don't know how much I can show without getting in trouble on YouTube. I got this big chunk of something hanging out right here. And you got this little fella right here. So anybody that thinks the snakes don't come out when it's cold, there you go. So even though this deer was shot with a 30-06, it actually ripped its guts open trying to run. And this is it losing its guts and stuff. But this was an 8-point, and it was a very decent deer. And these are just a few deer we still have on camera that are waiting to meet a nice hunter one day, hopefully soon, within the next 2 weeks. Because we have 2 weeks left of the season left. But they've still got some nice ones on camera out there. And congratulations to Mr. Jimmy. He's the guy who runs the lease. And he got this beautiful, this is like almost 14 points. I think it was something crazy because all those points count in the middle. I don't have a good picture, but there was a whole bunch of new points coming out that were scoreable in the middle of this rack. Another good deer that somebody just killed was this, and I wanted to go ahead and show this one off also. Congratulations to him. And like I said, we had like 13 inches of rain in one day, like 15 inches total in 2 days. So we had some rain on our lease. But because it was so dry, as you can see in some of my other pictures, it soaked a lot of it right up. So yeah, I got to say, like, this was one of the best weekends I had hunting at this lease in the 2 years I've been there, to see that kind of deer movement. And I got to tell y'all, I had to go and expand the cellular package on my cameras because I am literally getting between 50 to 75 pictures a day right now. There is so much movement. These deer are not sleeping. These deer are moving from daylight through, like right now it says, just to show y'all, I have 108 pictures. Y'all can tell it says 108 pictures today. Again, 80 pictures yesterday. These deer are not stopping. They're moving. I'm hoping they're moving like that through this weekend. But it was cool again to see. You got people shooting deer, tracking deer. You know, if I wanted doe because I needed meat, but luckily I killed. But I mean, I had plenty of opportunity to kill. And again, I could go to my personal stand wherever I want if I wanted to kill does. It's crazy. And what I'm hoping is when I check my camera sooner or later, I got a nice big buck. Last year on that personal stand, that's why I put it there. I had one of the biggest bucks I've seen on that lease. Hopefully, we get lucky. But that's it. I appreciate everybody who's been watching the channel. I don't get a lot of views in these. Look, I don't have the greatest hunting videos in the world. I know it. I'm not trying to be a big hunting channel or anything like that. It's just that I like to show some hunting videos every now and then, and it just did not mix well with my main, the Grumpy Dad YouTube channel. That one's got 36,000 subscribers, but it's all kind of crypto stuff, and the algorithm didn't like mixing genres like this. So I do this to kind of vlog. So next year, when I want to remember what worked and what didn't work on my personal stand and what stands that I hunt on the lease and stuff like that, I have these videos. So we'll be back at it this weekend. Today's January 13th as I make this video. Today's Tuesday. They're calling for some more cold weather and possible really cold weather the week after that. I know I'm going hunting this weekend. My son's supposed to come meet me there from college. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get some cold weather. Hopefully we're in the main part of this rut. I think we're really ramping up. last year, remember the rut not lasting too long. So I'm hoping that it lasts long enough with this cold snap that's coming again in 2 days. It gets them really moving again. And this weekend they're moving, so I can do at least a 2-day hunt, maybe 3-day hunt, depending on how much time I have. And hopefully we get one of these big bucks that's on camera or that I saw last year or something cruising through. But it was cool to see deer. You know, we haven't seen that in the last couple of hunts. So, all right, thank you all for watching. Remember, visit CB Synthetics if y'all want anything AMSOIL, four-wheeler, motorcycle, race car, diesel trucks, regular cars. AMSOIL, #1 synthetic that they have out there. I've been using it since 1993 in all my vehicles, generators during the hurricanes, four-wheelers, gear oil, grease, you name it. I've been using AMSOIL since then. Um, it's a good product. And also, thanks again for those who live locally around here where I am. Cox's Meat Market in Reserve gave me a pretty good deal on deer. They're trying to get the word out that they're doing full deer processing, quartering, deboning deer, fresh sausage, smoked sausage if you want it, ground meat, and they do a really good job. And they're priced very competitively to everybody else. They also have some very good steak sales, steak specials and stuff like that for meat and butcher shops and stuff like that. So visit Cox's Meat Market in Reserve on the River Road if y'all want a good deal on that, or if y'all need your deer process. Because when I was looking around, I couldn't find anybody to process deer right now, especially deboning. Nobody wanted to debone it. Check out Cox's Meat Market in Reserve, and I thank them for working with me. See you all in the next video.